Hey y'all. I hope y'all doing great. I am. Oh, it's closing time, y'all. I'm so excited. I don't know if y'all ever been like I don't know if I told y'all, right? I didn't tell y'all this story, right? So I done my I got my taxes, and I don't know if I told y'all, but I made more money this year than I expected. And it's not to brag or nothing. So, and I think I told you I've been doing taxes. And in the state of North Carolina, they've been like jacking up our sales tax. No, not sales tax. Our state taxes. So, with that being said, a lot of people owe North Carolina, right? Okay, easy peasy. Let's get into it. So, I told my mom, I called my mom, I said, "Yeah, I owe like 245 for North Carolina." And I be feeling bad because now when I do people taxes and I have to sit down with them and they be like, "Why didn't get this?" So we have to do a review with them, right? Why didn't get a lot of money? And I'm like, "Well, your tax bracket is pretty high." With what I'm saying. So now people think, okay, everybody's qualified for child's credit. Nope, not at all. Okay, I do apologize. I'm sidetracking right now. So, okay. So it was Saturday actually, and the guy we had did a review on this guy, and he was like thinking that like he's going to get like a bigger refund because of the child's credit, and I'm like, no, your tax bracket is high, so you're not qualified for the child's credit. And when I told him that, he didn't. And I'm getting to a point. He was kind of frustrated. Like he was like, "How dare you? I supposed to get the child's credit." And I'm like, "Well, make more babies." That's what I wanted to tell him. You can't tell people that, right? I'm like, make more babies. Now I understand why people are buying cameras and iPhones. And all year, you've been telling people how much money you be making. My jazzy life. Strong mommy Chrissy. If y'all get strong mommy Chrissy probably most likely will always get a child's credit because one, now she'll have a lot more dependents. Like after Caden turned, I think 17, she will most likely won't get child earned credit from. She won't. They stop at 13. Okay, so most places stop at child's credit earning child's credit earning at 13. All right, because they don't really see the need of like daycare and all that other stuff, right? So, or you're missing out of work. That's how they look at it, right? So, with that being said, Jazz, you don't make money on YouTube. Stop. I'm just I'm just calculating. Jazz never says she owes any money. She has 5 dependents, right? Unless she sells her other kids off to other people. That's what most people do sometimes. We're not, that's a yin and a yang. That's like a that is a touchy subject to talk about, definitely towards, people, with their logic, okay? But just don't come on here talking about how much money you make, and you make more money than a 9 to 5. You got a credit. Y'all let that sink in. You have any child's earned credit, let that sink in. You don't make no money on YouTube. So next time you come on here and you talk about, hey, I'll make this amount of money. I make more money than a regular 9 to 5. Well, baby, prove it with your taxes. That's all I'm trying to say. I remember how you and your ex-boyfriend came on here and you called people peasants. Make that make sense. How you have a child's credit earning? And most likely she did, you know? Not trying to hate on her. But y'all, I needed to talk about this. I did talk about this on my last live earlier, but I'm gonna talk about it today. Medussa, self-love starts with loving yourself within you. All right. You come on here and you throw subliminal messages to my jazzy life. For what? You need to go and read some of those messages, because from the time you got on here 2 years ago, you had changed at least 3 different personalities. You was 3 different personalities. People go back on your YouTube, you are like 5 or 6 different people. Not in a good way either. You don't know who you are. Because be honest with you, your first picture, hey, do what you gotta do. Then it was your second picture that told me everything. And you said on that live, I rather love the person I'm looking at. You never once, how are you sitting here talking down or talking about how Jazz has got low self esteem or she's a fool? But baby, you don't know who you are. Because if you did know who you were, you would took that Alex from the first picture and you'd be okay with that. Just do, good skincare, rest, drink your water, mind your business. But you don't know how to do that. And I noticed something. When Jazz got in your live, you didn't call her big slime. Why is that? Why you didn't call her big slime? Are you about that life? Because you getting on here talking about, hey, you talked about me. Girl, I'm calling you every name in the book. If I had one of my baby mamas on my page, and she cutting up, baby, and I've been calling her heifers, hemorrhoid cream, everything under the sun, I'm going to be able to say it in her face because she's watching me. You're more scared. You are worse than these YouTube gangsters. All you can do is put fillers in your lips and let me go and spot my face up because I really don't like who the person I am. Girl, find who you are. That's the reason why, you know what? I'm going to say what it is. You always going to be looking for some validation from somebody instead of yourself. Self love should not start with trying to find out the worstest thing you can find on somebody else's so you don't have to face your own personal reality. You can't even face the real person in the mirror. And you want to sit here and talk about somebody else's situation. With your We don't even know who take care of your kids. Actually, I'm a mama. I make that bag. No, you just got your tax money just like the rest of the people. I'm sorry, but I would have did more to advance my life if I was trying to be on this YouTube than getting filters. I would. I would got like a better camera. Get me a microphone. Give me something. If I, this is like what I really wanted to do, and I wanted to surpass somebody. But you will never find self love, Medusa, because you're secretly always in competitive with somebody else than yourself. You think yourself will want you to like have a face of many different people? That's crazy to me. But you got time to go on everybody's reaction page and listen to them talk about my jazzy life. It's crazy. And I know Jazz go on your live and she most likely listen to other people talk about you and yeah, and other people come back and tell her what yeah, I get it. But I'm not off your neck. I think you planted yourself on this good old YouTube streets when you found out that Chris was dating a YouTuber. And I I'm going to remind y'all when Chris and Jazz got on here the first time, when Lala started dropping those receipts, somebody was sending her emails. Chris said, I'm not going to talk about my baby mama. Well, she verified the whole thing. Jazz didn't say anything about her at that time. Because Medussa came on here and said he was blowing up my phone and I was sick and I just found I was pregnant. And the little girl's phone died because she verified something that was false on Lala's video. Lala said, and the reading that Lala did was that Medussa was still in California, and Jazz's daughter never talked to Caitlin. Well, Paris never talked to Caitlin. When Chris and Jazz got on there, Jazz was looking like a bobblehead. That's the whole time she was doing it with her eyebrows uneven, shaking her head, bobbing to everything he had said. And Chris said, I will not speak on any of my baby mamas. So that wasn't good enough. That wasn't good enough. But then Medusa came back on here with that green looking like the Joker from the what is that show called? Suicide Squad. She came out here looking like that. And that's when he allowed Jazz to have it. See, we kind of forgot about Lala. Lala is doing her thing, but she's doing it with Nika. Lala's not in here with my Jazzy Life and Chris. So I remember because I was a big watcher of Lala. But Medusa, I really feel like you planted yourself in here. And Jazz only got on here talking shit when her man sat there and allowed her. Then you got off. Y'all remember that? She got off. When she found out through the grapevines her and Chris was on the rock, she started, I'm gonna do these. I'm gonna come on here more. That's how I personally feel. I just felt like she wanted to be seen. That's just my personal opinion. But at the end of the day, y'all can't take advice from somebody who don't like who they are because they stamp it with self-love. You can't tell me that Medussa don't sleep. She looks like the type of person that she don't sleep because she's so wore out with her son. And we know your son probably is full of sugar. Y'all, his son be on 300 all the time. I know he's full of sugar. Okay, every time she do food stamp haul, aka grocery haul, um, she's giving him sweet sugar, everything under the sun. Oh, I feed him this. No, you the way that he asked for his gummy snacks and marshmallows, I gave him marshmallows. She gives him sugar and then let him crash so she can stay on the social media to see what Jazz is doing, what is her kids are wearing. But Medussa, I'm gonna be honest with you, the people that was in your live recently, I'm not saying they had bad intentions, but they throw jabs at you quite often. You don't even catch it. That's the sad reality. People like to see train wrecks. That's the reason why we watch Jazz. It's easy. But they also like seeing train wrecks that's about to be a making. Don't be that Medussa. Have your own material. Good, you got 4K with Jazz help, but try to make it 40K with your own help. All right? Be nice to yourself. All right? And it starts with you. Okay? If you don't like the person without the filters, the freckles, the hair dye, the um whatever trending tomorrow, you ain't gonna it's gonna be a long time for you to have self-love. All right? That's just real talk. I know people might say all day long, I can't go down the street without my lipstick. I heard this one lady say that's just part of me. And then when they don't wear makeup or they don't wear that lipstick, they're so deranged. And oh my gosh, I look so bad. No, you look natural. You're who you are. I'm gonna tell you a cute story. When I was in college, right? And everybody has an identity crisis when they're a certain age. You can get it younger, you can get it older, you can get it all through your life, okay? But this one guy was like, why would you want to change something that you can't you can't put back together? Because I don't know if I told y'all a long time ago, I really wanted my nose to be done. Y'all don't know if y'all see that nose. It's a point up and people used to call me Miss Piggy. And I hated it. And I wanted one of those slimmer nose so I can have a squeaky sound when I sneeze. Didn't realize you can make that yourself. But that's besides the point. And he said, you will never be satisfied. You'll always want to do it better and better. And before you know it, you won't even recognize yourself. So, Medussa, you can't even recognize yourself without your filter. You can't even, you got to come out. And also, I want to say this Medussa, if you wanted self love, you buy clothes that fits. Just saying. Like, I personally will take my little bathing suit thing, and that made you look like goo off of Despicable Me, by the way. But yeah, I wouldn't tell people this zipper broke. I'm still wearing it because I'm in denial that I can still fit this. Okay, you might can fit it later on, but today you can't fit it. Your little green top thing, you couldn't fit it. So self love is being honest with yourself. Okay. People like seeing shit shows. That's just real talk. Okay. I'm not being hateful, but people really like shit shows. But it starts with you. All right. Just want to say, I know we are in a time that social media is a big influence, but you have a little girl and you need to start loving yourself within so it'll be easier for her to transition when it's time for her to start dating and her to start identifying, oh, I need to please everybody. Somebody says, oh, I don't like your eyes. They're together. Well, that's how God made me. That's where start love comes from. Self love don't come from a needle and then you want to talk smack about people. Learn how to stop being um and self love also is stop involving yourself in toxic situations that doesn't concern you. Your baby daddy's girlfriend, ex-girlfriend, child doesn't or children does not revolve around you. So whatever you got, you go to bed with that toxicity of being jealous because you did come off with a lot of jealousy recently with saying, well, you had somebody to help you with your bills and da da da. That's very jealous. You would never find true happiness within yourself if you have to go and try to pinpoint everything in somebody else's life to make you feel better. I bet you that's the only type of happiness and love you might receive is on your life. That's scary and it's sickening. That's the only love you really feel because you enjoy people talking about somebody else on your life. Now, we all know that this is a part of the game. You're not off limits. You're part of the game too. So no matter if I don't like jazz ways, you're still in the game with jazz. It's crazy. Medussa, learn how to leave the past alone. You and Christopher have one thing in common, and that's parents. You don't have nothing to do with jazz. Well, Jazz talked about me first. Well, you said self love. Let it be. Because I don't see how you only talk about him, but I know. And y'all, when she said, I don't know why you're the only one that don't like me. Girl, that's your problem. Stop caring if somebody likes you or not. That's the reason why you got to puff up your lips and you got to put spots on your face as you got freckles. Because you want somebody to like you. You want somebody to say, oh, you look nice. Is that your real freckles? Girl, you got some nice lips. You act like a 12-year-old. Just starting to have to wear a little bra. That's how you act. You don't act like a grown woman. You act like a 12-year-old just getting a bra. Like, y'all, guess what I'm wearing? I'm wearing a bra. Did you? Grow the fuck up, Medussa. Seriously. Grow up. You got 3 kids. And you coming on here, you can't even address jazz in your life as Big Slime. If you don't get out of here with your scary ass and find who you are, y'all, I'm out of here. Love y'all. Bye.